Good morning. I'd like to call the August monthly meeting of the WKU Staff Senate to order. We're going to take roll via a check-in sheet, so we won't have that portion today. The next item on our agenda is approval of the prior monthly minutes. Those were sent out electronically, and would like to approve those by unanimous consent. There's no questions. Awesome, thank you. I'm going to move on to.
So do we need a motion to approve? Oh, no, we don't. Sorry.
Correct. No, you're fine. So the next item is officer reports. So for the chair, the first month, we were able to set up our recurring monthly meeting schedules with the president. Those will be the third Tuesday of the month. The second week of the month will be our staff executive committee meetings on Wednesday, and then today, the first Wednesday of the month, we'll have our regularly scheduled committee meetings and our monthly staff Senate meeting, with the exception of October and April, with respect to fall break for area schools and spring break for area schools. We'll move those to 13th, and in those months, we'll also do the executive committee meeting. So the exact same time. We had several emails, concerns come in on variety of topics. A few of those have been passed along to the areas on campus that they pertain to. The most general was summarized as COVID concerns moving forward with the rest of the summer and next semester. David Oliver's email last week answered some of that. And there's also, as part of the chair report, there's a COVID task force meeting scheduled for Monday, August 9th, and that will also address some concerns mentioned. That's our report.
The workforce committee was really short this morning, so we didn't really meet about that, but I did want to let you know that I did send out an email for project mentorship to the staff executive committee, getting approval for the staff Senate funds to be used to purchase fresh food passes so that our mentor and mentee can meet for the first time at the Fresh Foods, have their first meeting and do that. So that was approved. So we will be providing passes. Right now, since we send out the call for the mentorship, we have 7 mentees. We have about 11 mentors. So we've got more mentors than mentees, which is great. So that if we have more people that come through. So I'll be sending that information out to the mentors and mentees next week regarding setting up times to meet for project mentorship. And then our next meeting on the agenda for our workforce, we will be going over any type of policies and plans and goals for the next year, what we want the workforce committee to work on. If you have anything in particular, like if you guys have talked about in your areas about different policies that you would like us to look at, let us know, and we will put that on our agenda. That's it.
Anyone?
So for the Staff Senate Treasurer's Report, as of July 31st, E&G index for the Staff Senate had a starting balance of $3,668. There were no additions or disbursements. For the WKU account, foundation account, which is the Staff Senate Excellence Fund, there was a starting balance of $1,025, and we had additions of $110. To note, we had a $100 donation to that account, and then there is a $10 recurring payroll deduction that has been put into that account. As we said before, we will not announce the names of those donors unless they ask us to, because those are all anonymous as of right now. So the ending balance for that account is $1,135, and then for the College Heights Foundation account, which is the book scholarship, the starting and ending balance for that account is $1,386.40. For the Budget and Finance Committee, we have met, and there's not a lot going on right now because the Capital Allocations Committee has not met. Our representative has not been on that. And then the BEC has not met as of right now. So there's no report there, nor has the operating and allocation committee met, so there's no report there to give. The other thing that we have done is we put forth a proposal, and that was to get us equal representation on the BEC comparative to faculty, and that's still up in the air. So that's all that we have worked on thus far.
Rachel?
I have no report for as communications officer or the communications and technology.
Thank you. Anthony?
No report at this time.
Julia could be with us today.
I just have no report.
Okay. Thank you, Jared. And Bridget Brickley.
Quick report, just a reminder, Doris Thomas, retired VP from Medical Center and was appointed to a 6-year term beginning July 1st on the Board of Regents. Her first term will end June 30, 2027. Philip Bale was reappointed by the governor. His term will end June 30, 2027 as well. He was reelected chair. And just in terms of committee appointments, there was an odd development. I don't know if I said this last time, but both the faculty and staff regent were appointed to the Finance and Budget Committee. What that in essence means is that if we have one additional appointed vote, we can defeat any measure that we dislike on finance and budget. That's not to say that we would or that we would try to, but that's an unusual appointment to have the elected regents serve on the same committee. So I was happy to hear that from Philip Bale. The regents have a retreat tomorrow morning where there will be presentations on the on a strategic plan update from Dr. Boney, performance funding model from Susan. Susan will also, along with Andrew Laws, give an update on RAMP and responsive RCM, responsibility centered management budgeting. And then Dean Murphy will close out the afternoon with a presentation on College of Education and Behavioral Sciences. There will be a social for the regents after that. And then we will have the regular meeting tomorrow. The agenda has been posted for a few days. If you all have, any of you, for any reason, have any concerns or questions related to anything on that agenda, you can always reach out to me, phone, text, email, the Gmail account, WKU staff regent @gmail.com, which is anonymous, at least from everybody else on campus. And I'm happy to discuss any concerns or questions that you all might have. Since our last meeting, I've had conversations of length with David Oliver related to COVID, Regent Spiller related to enrollment targets, and Chair Bale related to committee assignments. So we're staying active even though it's the summer, and we want to make sure that, and we know that David Oliver will do everything he can to make it a safe atmosphere for everyone. We don't want things to sneak up on us, so we just check in on that as well. That's my report.
Awesome, thank you very much. So I felt to welcome our guests. We had a few in the room. Thanks for joining us. We also have a guest speaker today, Erin from HR, is joining us via Zoom. We appreciate you taking the time to join us and speak to us today. Erin has an update on benefit specialist in HR, and has an update on benefits, and might be able to speak to a couple other things if time allows, but benefits is going to be our focus today. Erin, thanks for joining us. If you would like to take it away.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the invitation to join you today. As Jordan mentioned, my name is Erin Heil, benefits specialist in the Employee Wellness and Benefits team within the Department of HR. Just want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. We good? Good. Thank you. I've put together a few items to talk about today, and then any questions you might have, feel free to ask. Just want to start out with, as you all are very aware, we said farewell to a lot of knowledge and experience on June 30th. HR was no exception. We are without three very crucial bodies in our office these days, but we're all, very confident and dedicated and really looking forward to building upon, this new foundation that we've been working on restructuring, moving a few things around. And so on behalf of everyone in HR, I really just want to start out by saying thank you for your patience and understanding with us as we navigate through this transition. And as we have all been saying for quite a while now, there is light at the end of this tunnel, and we're looking forward to seeing that. Building off of that, talking specifically about restructuring within the benefits team, as most of you probably worked with Denise Cornelius at some point during your time here. Upon her exit in June, I moved into her role as benefits specialist, working most closely with retirement, FMLA, and still can be a very good point of contact for anything benefits related. We welcomed Candace Petty into our benefits team. You probably worked with her during her role as our office associate. Very excited to have Candace with us. She will be primary point of contact for any leave reporting, tuition waivers, and benefit deductions, and general benefit questions. We're all working as a team to make sure we're filling, any of those roles that you're used to reaching out to benefits for. And Wade Pinker, leader of our PAC, is still managing our wellness and benefits programs. So I hope you find those details a little helpful. You can find more on our HR homepage under the staff directory tab. We have a pretty good summary of what each of us do, but as always, if you have questions or aren't quite sure where to reach out, we're happy to redirect as needed. Next up, I just wanted to share this year's open enrollment dates. They will be October 18th through the 29th. We are in full planning mode and hoping for a smooth year, not many changes at all. So you should all be happy that you'll have a good experience and very similar to what you've had in the previous years. So be on the lookout for more open enrollment information coming your way very soon. Lastly, I just wanted to remind everyone of the upcoming Tier 2 wellness program deadline of September 1st. Hopefully you've all seen the reminders coming your way, and this isn't a surprise to anyone, but the requirement for Tier 2 is earning a total of 5,000 points. We're strongly encouraging everyone to log into the portal, verify that you are seeing your point total above 5,000, and if there's something that you think is missing, please reach out to Vitality to confirm that they've received it, or if you have questions about how to upload any kind of documentation. And I did want to call out, just as a reminder, if you do cover a spouse or partner on your medical plan, each of you are required to meet that 5,000 point threshold. I wanted to talk about this specifically because it is a little bit different within the portal. There, it shows a combined point total for the two of you. So to see the individual point total, you need to go just a little bit further into the point statement page, and that will show you which one still needs to meet a couple more. There's still opportunities out there and plenty of time to submit those last minute points to avoid the premium increase in October. That was really all I had on my list to share today. So again, just wanted to thank you for the invite to present and be part of your meeting and allowing us to share a little bit about what's going on in HR world these days. And if you have any questions for me, just let me know.
Awesome, Aaron. I'll have maybe a question or two from the room. Rich Brinkley.
Aaron, it's David Brinkley. How are you doing? Can you hear me okay?
I'm doing well. I can hear you. Yes.
I just had a quick question related to COVID-19 vaccination reporting. Has there been any consideration given the severity of the Delta variant, vaccine hesitation across the state, to upping the point allotment to say 2,000 or 2,500 for proof of vaccination instead of 500, given the severity of the atmosphere that we work in?
This is definitely a concern that's been brought up and is in discussion right now. It's something that I cannot confirm or deny at this point, but it's definitely something I will take back and get with our team and see what kind of leadership involvement we might need to have something like that looked at and approved.
I ask is the impending September 1st deadline, because it's a 500-point benefit right now. That's my understanding. And I just didn't know if there would be any consideration given to those who have already done that in addition to the 500 points.
Yes, and unfortunately, I do not have the confirmation to support that right now. Obviously it's something we would love to just say, yes, let's do that. But there's a lot of, behind the scenes to make sure something like that could occur and to make it a widespread update. But I will definitely take that back and provide an answer for you here very soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aaron, this is Susan. Can you hear me? Susan Howard. Okay, I'll talk to Andrea about this issue, and we can actually take it to cabinet on Monday.
Okay.
Thanks, Susan. Todd?
Yeah, I just have a quick question, Todd Seaman. Last year, there was a communication issue with the WKU Grace Gilbert Clinic reporting the health statistics from our tests to the portal.
Okay.
So that we actually had to get printed copies and fax them and send them in. And previously, if you went and had your health, stats taken, that was it. It just got automatically reported to the portal. I just was hoping that maybe those have been fixed. I know a few people that have had those issues, or that we just make sure that that's not an issue for next year.
Yes, and actually it was not brought to our attention right away. We were hearing a few people that were having some issues with their results showing, and those were addressed individually with Vitality. And just recently it was found that there was some delay on their end. So Graves Gilbert had been sending those files, but they weren't being automatically picked up and processed and updating accounts. So I believe that manual process to push those through was done yesterday, and people should be seeing those results as early as today. But if anyone, is still feels like they, completed the exam at Graves Gilbert and aren't seeing those points, please let us know, and we'll work with Vitality to get that corrected.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for Aaron? Deborah?
Aaron, my name's Deborah Wilkins. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yeah.
I had a couple of questions. Is your role in HR, is it limited to the health plan, or are you strictly over the health plan benefits portion?
No, I'm very involved in any benefit that's offered. Retirement is now a larger part of my role. Also FMLA leave, and just, general benefit inquiries. We're, like I mentioned, we're all kind of working together. So if there's something that I can't answer related to benefits, retirement, FMLA, I will, get with our team and get an answer for that.
Okay, well, I just wanted to know before I ask the question and you may or may not be able to answer it. But we entered into a contract with Simpson in July of 2018. At that time, in 2020, we paid them almost $500,000 to help us, among other things, review our employee health plan for health plan compliance, cost reduction, actuarial analysis, and wellness integration. Have you had any involvement with that contractor or contract?
I am not involved in the contract relationship. I've used resources within what Simpson has to offer, but I have not been directly involved with that contractor relationship.
What kind of resources do they offer?
It's pretty widespread, but to be completely honest, my involvement is low enough that I'm not confident answering that part of in detail, unfortunately, but it's something that I can take back and provide more information on.
No, I'm just curious if you're over the benefits area, if you've had any meetings with them, or if they provided any advice on cost reduction or operational efficiencies or anything of that nature.
My role would not be in that type of setting. I'm, more on the administrative side, working with employees and their accounts with the benefit vendors. Wade, my manager, he would be involved in that, and Andrea Sherrill, our interim director as well, who I believe is presenting next month. So anything I take away today that she can shed more light on and provide clarity for, I will definitely jot that down and hand to her so that she can provide an update when she's in.
Have you had any experience dealing with the Siegel Company Incorporated?
Yes, basically, mostly just in their presentation of their analysis. I'm new to fill the role within the benefits committee of, taking notes of that. So I was able to be involved in their presentation of the cost analysis and predictions, but that's very limited as well. I'm not highly involved in that part of it.
So they presented to the benefits committee?
I think we need to give other people an opportunity to ask questions.
Okay, that's my last question. So Siegel presented to the benefits committee?
A representative of Siegel, yes.
That's the health benefits committee.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Do you know when the holiday calendar will be out?
One more time.
Do you know when the holiday calendar will be out, the employee holiday calendar?
That is,
Aaron, I can help answer that question.
okay.
I should have included that in my report. They were able to get the webpage updated early last month as a follow-up to our inquiry. So on the WKU HR website, where the holiday calendar is listed, it's updated for the current. Sorry, that was came about part of the workforce committee conversation last month, and then they were able to resolve that.
Well, usually they send it out to all employees, so they keep sending it out. So I mean, that's fine. I can look online. I was just curious. I just hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, they did get it updated, but your question about when they were going to send it out is that's a little difference than I thought. I think maybe our presentation next month might add a little bit more to that. And then Andrew's also going to come to our executive committee meeting next week and ask them to send that out as sort of that information.
And one more question about the 150 hours for our vacation. Does that expire? Right now we have up to 200. Does that expire January 1st or July 1st, 2022?
There are many ongoing discussions and meetings around this right now, and I believe that will be shared here in the next few weeks, but that is being actively worked on at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else with questions for Aaron? Peggy, I'm sorry, I haven't been watching the camera for you. Do you have any questions or are you good for Aaron? Okay.
No, thank you.
Oh, awesome, thank you. Aaron, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Aaron.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna moved a little bit separate from our agenda to give some of our special guests a little more time to make it up to the room. But I'm going to move on to an unlisted item, which is announcements. That was my failure in including it in the agenda. Typically, the announcements are included. I'd like to remind everybody, hopefully everyone has seen the calendar invitation for all of our regular meetings this month. Talked to Rachel a little bit earlier. We're going to add a calendar to the Staff Senate website that'll help reflect those for everybody. Our next meeting is September 1st. It will tentatively scheduled to be in this room again at 10 a.m. Our committee meetings will take place at that time as well. And then again, all of our meetings will fall on the first Wednesday of the month, with the exception of October and April.
Is Dr. Cavoni going to be coming to any of our meetings? Because in the past, he's come to our September meeting.
He's not available for our September meeting. I did tentatively schedule him for September 22 to get that slot back to kick off the fall 22 semester. But when we spoke at our meeting, when he spoke at our meeting in June, that was the message he had. He combined it with kind of what he would normally say in September. And then fill a little bit, fill in time a little bit. So if anybody has any questions, because I'm out of announcements, but I will run.
So the president is not coming in September?
That's correct. That was for people that weren't on the last staff senate, that was a conversation we had about whether we invited him in June or in September, and the option to invite him in June. I did extend the invitation just to not break the tradition of them having an opportunity to come in September, but his schedule didn't allow for it. He had not, in fairness to him, not planned for it because he had understood that the June meeting was taking, his presence at the June meeting was taking place.
But you did go ahead and have it booked for the following
Correct.
September of 2022.
Correct. Okay.
We're waiting on two.
That's okay. Again, for people joining us on YouTube, we're extending our time a little bit to allow guests a little more time. Trying to think what would be, does anybody, go ahead, Ron.
Oh, no, I'm good. So I will share just, if anyone is listening that has a high school senior at home or knows anyone close to them that has a high school senior that's interested in attending WKU, I'll use this moment since we have it to let everyone know that the application for admission for fall of 22 is now open. So if you have a high school senior that it's early, this might be, I think, first day of school for Warren County students. But it is not too early to apply to WKU for next fall. So that is there. And our events, our fall recruitment events, they will be receiving information about those shortly if they've not already, but we do have some upcoming Head for the Hills, and we're running our campus tour. So if you have a student locally that is interested in WKU, have them apply, let them know it's here and it's open.
Awesome. Thank you. I think is the first Head for the Hill date scheduled?
It is. I would have to check my calendar actually.
I think it's August 28th.
I think it is the end of August, yeah. August 28th.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to see those events come back in person.
Hey, Jordan, do you know if they will send out a campus email after the COVID task force meets? Just, I mean, even if it says we don't know, we're still working on it. I mean, it's just something to communicate with our staff so we know that they are meeting
Yeah.
and that there is talk, because there's a lot of concern from people about COVID.
I have not had this specific discussions about it, but I think that was an effort made with David Hall's email last week. They were already in progress of composing that message to send out before we received a timely request along those same lines. But I think they're working on giving out as much correct information as they can. So I do think that we'll learn.
I mean, because I think it is hour by hour, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to change if they send out something today, it could change tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
So I think just communicating is gonna be the biggest thing so that people know what's going on.
Agreed. Rachel?
Just a reminder, I didn't put this in the update email, but faculty and staff convocation is August 16th at 9:30 a.m.
Awesome.
That's in Van Meter.
When is the deadline for the book scholarship?
August 17th.
So if you're listening and you want a book scholarship, send in an email. Application. Whatever. I'm
No, that's fair. And look back at your recent staff sent an email. Staff sent it at WKU for the enrollment will have our regular
Scheduled programming.
our regular feature presentation at the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award, but you can also go to the WKU Staff Senate website to nominate future members, future staff members to be recipients for that award. Past recipients.
I had a question. We want to encourage the people who are nominating them to, if they do get that award, to come in and say a word about them. I know a lot of it's anonymous, but maybe encouraging people that nominate them to actually come in if they win the award to help present that and read about what their comments here in person. Is that encouraged?
They're certainly welcome to, but we just been doing it internally for each.
I think that'd be great. Like,
Somebody knowing them to read it, read the comments.
yeah, many times senators step in and read the words of the person that's nominated, but it would be a nice opportunity to make that a partnership with the nominator for people that feel comfortable.
Exactly. There's several people that don't feel comfortable doing that.
That's something we probably work on a case by case basis.
Do we want to do that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
So Chris's family is who's coming, and we talked about giving them an opportunity to see that presentation.
They're probably here now.
We were waiting on.
That's what.
Yeah, he's so too short. It's a family.
Sandy here.
We'll get to your presentation. We're really happy to have the namesake of the awards family here today. So I think everybody understands a little bit in the room and on YouTube how important it is for getting them an opportunity to see that presentation. Hopefully they'll be able to watch and understand a little bit about how important the award together for Christmas. But today will be special for them to see it in person.
So you met with Trevoni last?
Yes, following our executive committee. It was a meeting scheduled for July, so it was Tuesday after our meeting. We had a short conversation, and actually I realized now the executive committee, a follow-up report from that I never finished. I'll do that now, it's fair for everybody to know. We had a short conversation, discussed if it was included in Emily's report, the Finance and Budget Committee recommendation for modification to representation on the BEC. President is one of the co-chairs of the BEC, so she presented to him because the meeting was scheduled. Asked for input, didn't ask for any changes, said that extended his support for the proposal, and would engage the other co-chairs in a conversation for the proposal. Schedules haven't allowed from my side of that conversation to continue on. I didn't communicate or send out the proposal to the other co-chairs. Chance for the three of us to have a follow-up conversation. We also discussed that one of the goals for the staff senate for the first quarter would be using opportunities like the BEC and other committees and conversations to make compensation for staff a focus what we drive. And he heard that and understood it. referenced in our June meeting when he did present. Not something for us that isn't going to be a part of, I think, everything that we try to do as a Senate for the year in the first quarter. Then the next part where he was able to attend the September meeting. So not presenting the executive committee with a report following up that meeting. That's why you didn't know that. So that's my fault. I'm sorry. Then we had, quite honestly, we had a conversation about how nice it was feeling on campus. That was my first meeting in that office, but it was also one of the first face-to-face meetings that he had had. Our meeting originally was scheduled for Zoom, but everything felt great that second week of July. For myself, I feel like that picture has changed a little bit and concerns that ramped up. We had a conversation about a few events on campus to see people back in the football stadium and on South Lawn, as we're both looking forward to students returning in August. And not that isn't something that I think anybody's not looking forward to right now. It just feels like it's a little bit different light for myself. So I've looked back, like I've thought about that conversation a few times. Good. Okay.
You said that he said he would extend his support for additional representation on the BBC. And he would ask the other co-chairs for their support.
He would, I presented him a digital copy of the committee's report for him to, as part of our agenda, and he said he would pass that along.
Do you know who the other two? Who the other two people were?
Robert Fisher, the new provost. I want to make sure I
Okay.
get his name right. I believe Susan is the third co-chair.
The digital item that you gave him, is that something that's on our website, the state council?
It was shared in the executive.
But is it something that?
Yeah, no, I can send it out to everybody.
I would think that it would be something we want on our website, the staff council website.
Okay.
I mean, it's something that staff senate has formally asked the president to do. I think there would be something that staff can see.
It was just a request. It wasn't a formal.
Yeah. No, I do think you're right that when we get to the point of it being a formal request, I think it's important that I said it was in draft form, and that's how it was presented to the executive committee. And it's still in draft form. The all I think the steps that the Senate has for to be formalized before we present it as something that is formal. So I don't want to confuse anyone with the misspoke to make it sound like it was something the Senate voted on. It was a recommendation from the committee that was elevated to the executive committee that we agreed. That was co-signed by those two committees. It's not yet become something that the full Senate has voted on. But I do agree that type of communication is something that should live public place like our website. I think that's fair. All right. Okay.
We're waiting on one.
Okay. That's good because that summarized our meeting.
So Andrew's gonna be our guest speaker next meeting. Aaron
Sure.
Schubert.
And also the budget committee at that last meeting, we initially sent an invitation to HR for today. Aaron was the only person that had availability, so she came today to speak about benefits. Andrea and potentially other people from HR should be available for our September meeting. But Andrea has been invited, accepted for the executive committee meeting next week for us to discuss what content might be able to be presented at our September meeting.
people have questions ahead of time, how can they submit those questions online?
I think we've set up a process for that in the past.
Yeah, we'll submit.
Am I right?
We have a process, yeah, we'll send out an email with submissions for questions, and we'll give them to a certain day. And then those questions will be submitted to, that's what we did for like.
With the call check survey.
Yeah, we have a call check surveys, yeah.
Compile it easily.
Just in case anybody didn't know out there how to do that.
No, yeah, that, I think we'll get what content is gonna be, what the focus is gonna be for that meeting down, next week, and then we'll focus for questions. To focus or otherwise, questions are always open for people to pose to individual senators, or the staff senators as a whole. Yeah, staff senators, WKU, or visit our website. If you're more comfortable, there's an office form there that uses a third party. That really you need to click if you want to reply, so we can communicate back to you, because there's not a mechanism to send you a reply. Other than that, it's completely fine if you would like to make a comment, or make a statement and you're concerned about identifying yourself and you don't want to click a request for reply. We do our best to approach each concern or question in the same way, whether you click reply or not. I just like to make sure that people get the answer. So having, if you have the ability to click the request for reply, that helps us do that.
They can also come to the meeting, correct?
Yes.
Questions,
Yeah. I know it's a little hard to see on YouTube, but there are available seats in the room. Monthly meetings are open to the public. Hopefully with the update to our website, the calendar, we'll have a little bit more access to what the schedule will be.
Those emails, they really are anonymous. I mean, I've had a couple people say, well, I'm just worried about submitting, but they really are anonymous. So if you have, and if you do not ask for a response, then, I mean, we will address it in our next meeting, that the emails we do receive. If you do ask for a response, it is still anonymous. It goes through a third party and the response is sent to you. So if you have questions, please ask us, because if we don't know what the staff is thinking or what's going on, then we can't address these issues in our meetings.
I think the timeliness of the COVID question that came in last week was something that I thought about in our senior staff we discussed in our department, but not something we moved forward quite as quickly as that.
Last person is parking.
Okay.
There's parking. Total.
Okay. So do we need to like scoot down?
No, I think it'll be.
Do you want them up there or do you want them here on the front row?
Probably in the front row.
It's gonna be Mike's gig, so.
If I want to sit.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
move back, that way they have, yeah.
So for our viewers, we assemble a little bit, I'm going to mute our mics. So we'll start with that. Our special guests have arrived. I'd like to recognize Mike Loftus for our special presentation.
So, I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to especially thank you to Chris Moore's family for being here. As I'm sure a lot of y'all know, staff senate, even the new people that lost Chris Ware last December. And he was a valued member of the staff senate team. And several of us in this room have worked with Chris and known Chris for a long time. Chris was a man of faith, husband, father, and son, brother. And Chris was a man that he was a man that would be there for whoever needed him. He would be an advisor. I know last year as I served as staff senate chair, I called him several times just to get his opinion. And he would always make me feel better. He was blessed with the gift of encouragement. He loved WKU, valued education, and he contributed a lot to this university, to the people that work here, to the students that he worked with in IT. And his attitude was just contagious. Everybody around him. His personality was just an amazing person. And last February, with COVID, we weren't able to do this in person. But staff senate, we passed a resolution in Chris's honor. And we would like to present this resolution to Chris's family today. And we also gave him the Staff Star Award, which Chris was a part of getting that going. That was a new award that we were working on last year. And Chris was a big integral part of getting that award lifted in. We gave him the first Staff Star Award. February was the first month that we gave that award out. So I guess to start off, I have to get according to Gary already up here, Ashley and Amy, his mom. If I can get y'all to walk up here. We've got to just stand up here, everybody can see. This is the resolution that we passed last February in honor of Chris. And we'd like to present his family with several copies of these. And if you need any more, just let us know. But Ashley, here's the resolution we passed in Chris's honor. Kristen is over there next to us. Oh, is it Kristen? Oh. Hey, Mike. Kristen. Mom, you want? This is the Staff Star Award. And if you notice, this here says the WKU Staff Star Award. But at the end of that meeting, after we presented this to Chris, we, in Chris's honor, we renamed this award to the we renamed it to the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award. Christopher Ware Staff Star Award, but we after we presented it, we renamed it, and so every month we present these awards to out to staff members being recognized. And so all of the certificates now. So all of them now has Christopher's, his name on top. Of all the awards that were handed out. So this award was renamed in his honor for his contributions that he did for everybody around him here. And so we can. So we thought it'd be neat for y'all to see. We're actually y'all have to see. We're going to hand out this month's staff star awards. You just kind of see what we do every month. And good after we hand those out, we will get everybody together for a group picture.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize Mr. Wilson to start the presentation of our.
Absolutely, and it's wonderful to have the family here to see what we do to as Mike said, that we honor staff each month. Again, for the family's sake, we get in recommendations off of our website, and each month we recognize 3 staff that have just been celebrated by other colleagues that see the wonderful things staff are doing here on campus. So before we get into it, I want to thank yet again Barnes and Noble. It's been such a wonderful partner. They've been giving us gifts to be able to give out the WKU swag. And also I would recognize University Publications, which Marcus Dukes has been awesome with putting all of the design together that goes out on the social media. So with that, I'm going to start off with Todd. Todd Sequin is going to announce our first.
Oh, Jordan, you got stuff to do.
Yeah.
I was out. Hi there.
Hello.
Our first Christopher Ware Staff Star Award goes to Dr. Lynette Friedlove. Lynette is the director for the Gatton Academy of Mathematics and Science here on WKU campus. And 2 people took the time to share their thoughts about Dr. Friedlove. The first one is this. Lynette has done a fantastic job in both running our department staff and getting to know students. Countless times this semester, she adjusted her schedule to hang out with Gatton students when they were late in the evening after 10 p.m. Then Lynette would often be back in the office for meetings with staff members early the next morning. Her passion for and care for students and staff are apparent. I'm so thankful to have Lynette as our president. And this is what the second representative said. Lynette Friedlove welcomes ideas for improving opportunities offered through the Gatton Academy. This last year, Lynette led the staff through a thorough strategic planning process, focusing on a small representative group and then moving on to gain ideas and approval of the entire staff. This past year, Lynette took her turn going through the building in the morning to make sure that frequently touched areas were clean and that all was well with students throughout the building. Lynette represents the Gatton Academy well in organizations such as the National Association for Gifted Children, the Association for the Gifted, a division of the Council for Exceptional Children, past president, the Texas Association for the Gifted and Talented, past president, and the Kentucky Association for the Gifted Education. Treasurer. On behalf of the State Senate, we thank you, Dr. Friedlove, for all you do.
Lisa, you know, when I'm at 11 o'clock with the kids. Okay, our next award goes to Belinda Wisdom. She was unable to be here today, but we would like to go ahead and recognize her and also read the words that were submitted on her behalf. The Department of Counseling and Student Affairs, Belinda has recently retired and she actually worked in the Office of Counseling and Student Affairs. The Department of Counseling and Student Affairs had its CACREP reaccreditation virtual site visit in June. Preparation for accreditation visits are time-consuming. They require careful, detailed attention, a strong knowledge base of program curriculum and logistics and initiatives. They also necessitate collaboration with the department faculty and other constituents. While these expectations were not written in Belinda's job description, since 2019, she was not just an assistant, but a partner in the development of the reaccreditation self-study and preparation for the site visit. Throughout the development of the self-study, most of the academic year 18-19, Belinda carefully reviewed each and every detail, going over the document multiple times. She created and managed documentation and has made sure with each semester the documents were uploaded to reflect current data. In the fall of 2019, the self-study was accepted without reservation, much due in part to Belinda's careful attention to detail. As we had prepared for this site visit, Belinda has spent considerable time again making sure our student and program files are updated and reflect accreditation standards. She has worked with IT to make sure the site team had virtual access to documents with ample time prior to the visit. She has done nothing short of demonstrate initiative beyond the call of duty. Belinda retired as of June 30th, 2021. Her contributions to the department have been incredible. I've worked with Belinda in the past, and she is always, not only on this initiative, but she's always been so student-centered in the counseling affairs, and she's just great to work with. It's definitely sad to see her go, but happy for her and her retirement plans. So on behalf of the Staff Senate, we thank you, Belinda, for your support to CSA and WKU, and congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. Thanks to Belinda.
Have the third. Our third Christopher Ware Staff Star Award goes to Sandy Tinsley. Sandy works in Housing and Residence Life Office here on campus. Sandy recently was promoted to the role of Office Coordinator. She handled her promotion with grace and determination. She has taken the position as her own and really exceeded expectations. She works hard and understands that communication is important. Sandy is a team player and supports those around her. A colleague said Sandy is the most hardworking person you will ever meet. She always gets the job done, no matter the time constraint or length of task. She recently stepped into a new role for our office, and we saw no downtime in the transition because of Sandy's willingness to learn on the fly and find answers to her questions by research, calling other offices and colleagues. She's simply the best. And yet another, the co-worker that everybody needs in their office, but you can't have her. She's insightful, thorough, thoughtful, helpful, and there's just not enough adjectives. We love her. On behalf of the Staff Senate, we thank you, Sandy, for all you do.
That concludes. You're here. That concludes our staff star presentation for the month. I think the next time our agenda would be other business, but I think we were able to cover that earlier. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And hearing no objections, would that be unanimous consent? Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.